Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're going to take a quick look at Mana. And just before we do, we look at Bitcoin first, get a quick understanding of what's going on. I don't know if it's really going to matter because Mana's just taken off completely. But this is a big request from a lot of my community members. But just in general, it's taking off and it's interesting to see. So we'll take a closer look and see what's going on. And just know if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, this is for educational purposes only. You should always do your own research. But note that I do a ton of research myself, and I have a trading community designed to ensure that everyone is in the know and becomes better traders. So check that out in your own time. I actually send out signals for every single trade that I take. That being said, let's go ahead and look here at Bitcoin first quickly. Just to note, 58 to 60,000, nice strong support level. We've also got 61,000 as a very good amount of volume in that range. So it's essentially working itself as a support as well. Furthermore, we have a resistance between 65 and 66,000, and the price just broke out of this descending wedge pattern. All right, so it's pretty awesome. Definitely good things here from that, as well as the simple fact that we have the price is up over the 50 on the simple moving average, and everything looks very good here for Bitcoin to see somewhere around the range of, I would say, 63, 64,000, probably this weekend. Now moving on to Mana. Holy cow, this has gone crazy in the last 24 hours. Look at that here, just approximately up about 125%, 130, 140. I mean, geez, doesn't matter, it just keeps going. So, yeah, the last I looked at it, and this was, I think, only 24 to 48 hours ago, it was in this channel right here, right? So we're looking at a massive increase. So it definitely defied what I originally thought would have happened. In other words, I think I had drawn Fibonacci from here up to right around this range here, and we were expecting about 227, I believe it was. Well, it definitely broke that, and now it's making some significant gains. All right, and big picture here too, that was its all-time high. Okay, so keep that in mind. Right out here at about 167 was its all-time high, no less than what, 16 to 24 hours ago. Okay, so when they say coins take off after they break their all-time high, there's no doubt about it. If you're going to invest in anything, invest in a coin that just broke its all-time high because it has so much more potential to go almost limitless in a lot of ways, where it kind of just defies the laws of trading. And this is basically happening right now. Because according to Fibonacci, we should have seen probably 2 to 4 weeks out, 227, and now we're upwards of about $3 plus. And it just keeps on going. I mean, you can kind of see that. That is amazing. All right, so we'll just kind of try to look at the traditional stuff here, right? And obviously, well overextended on their RSI. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Same thing with the 4-hour chart too. We're going to see that to be extremely overextended. That's 90, almost 95. The MACD can't even keep up. Look, it's shooting straight up. So, for lack of better terms, none of those traditional indicators really help. The only thing that's really beneficial here is kind of letting us know where we're at on TD sequential. And this is what I pointed out yesterday. We are at a state of exhaustion, extreme exhaustion. It just keeps on going. So to me personally, I can't see how much higher it's going to continue to go because the simple fact that it has a limit, right? There's this and we'll check it out here in just a moment. The volume weighted average price tells us how much volume is it, in the last 24 hours, right? And it just takes the average last 24 hours, and there's a standard deviation line because of that. This is well outside of that standard deviation. I mean, we're talking like tremendous amount of percent outside. But regardless, we'll show that here in a second. But what I'm getting at here is that we really should have seen the price go sideways, and it was essentially maxed out right at when it hit its all-time high. But it has that overtime now, that push now. We're about 12 hours into this chaos, which is amazing. So I haven't seen a coin jump up this much in a while. So for lack of better terms, extremely overextended here. We look at the 1-hour chart. It tells us a slightly different story because there's small periods of consolidation between, right? But the bottom line here is that 4 hours of consolidation, maybe 5 hours, is not enough for this next leg up to keep going. However, keep this in mind, short term, we could hypothetically see 6 more hours worth of bullish momentum according to the TD sequential because it got enough time to kind of calm down, and this next leg up could very well last another 6 to, who knows, 12, 24 hours. It's hard to say specifically. You're almost kind of just shooting in a barrel, right? You're not quite sure. You just kind of hopefully hit something. But the bottom line is it's really overextended. So what we can do, all we can do is try to forecast again where it's going to be here soon based on the current Fibonacci lines, right? So based on Fibonacci right now, hypothetically this continues in the same progression as it has in the last 24 hours. Hypothetically, we'll see about 438 as a rough estimate for a potential high point. Okay, now that's definitely a lot, don't get me wrong, but that's probably only in the range of about, it'll be an extra 40% higher than you're at right now. Don't get wrong, that's still good, but there's no guarantees in that, right? Because to me personally, when I see something like this, I avoid it altogether because of the fact that it's extremely overextended and it's going to come crashing down soon, right? With it being this high in this short amount of time, it's gonna get destroyed to an extent, right? In other words, and I use this analogy a lot. You've probably heard it before if you follow my channel. Simply put, if you were just say you fall down a flight of stairs, it's gonna hurt like hell, right? Like you're gonna be bruised, you're gonna be battered. You're not like I mean, unless you're a trained stuntman, right? You're probably gonna be in a wheelchair or something along those lines. At least I know I would, right? If now imagine falling down just a couple of stairs, right? It's gonna hurt. You're gonna scuff your knee, but you're gonna likely get back up again. This is not going to get back up again from this anytime soon if and when it continues to increase up to $4 in the near future, if you get what I'm saying. So for right now, extremely overextended, very overbought, and we should expect to see retracements soon. That's just my speculation, and I hope I'm wrong. I know I was wrong yesterday in the sense that I really hoped and thought that it would consolidate before it legged up again, but just keep in mind, I like that sentiment in the sense of trying to make sure that the price comes back down and just has a small retracement, right? So had it just retraced really close to support and then bounced from there, that would have been much better because this next leg up would be healthier and we may not experience this large of a retracement. So just get ready. What goes up must come down. It's just the bottom line. That is the natural law of trading. In fact, let's take a quick peek at the volume at average price. I'll show you what I mean by this here and how far outside the standard deviation it is. So take a look at this here, right? These are standard deviation lines. And what you have is right in the middle is a volume at average price. So that's basically telling us based on the volume, the price should be $2.15. Whereas the price right now is 50% higher at about $3.17. That is well outside of the standard deviation zones here. And that is essentially causing it to want to have to come back down, right? So it did it here. It'll probably do it again soon. But if you just look at this on a big scale, big picture, it's well outside of those lines, and it's just causing that. It's going to have to cause a retracement soon. So just be prepared. Be mindful of that. Try not to be naive in the sense that all this is going to the moon. There's no it's a metaphor, right? Nobody talks about when things go to the moon, what happens after. It's not like they celebrate at the top and stay there. They decrease in value, and the whales take their profits. Half the people investing in this are not people like you and I, right? We got to be realistic in the sense that whales are controlling the market for the most part. Yes, something like this might be slightly more influenced by us, but someone's going to take their profits that has a very large bag, and it's going to send a downward spiral, and we're all going to be sad. So the point of the story here is take profits while you can, right? Heaven forbid you took profits at the all-time high. That would have been fine. You should be happy with that. If you take profits now, that certainly wouldn't be a bad call, because how much higher can it go, right? That's just my thoughts, my consideration. I do definitely hope it goes higher, but I want it to be healthy. I want it to go sideways first. We need to have something like this again in order for it to come up again, right? It has to be somewhat healthier in order to continue to progress. So I hope you find benefit there in understanding what I'm referring to, because you just got to be careful and smart about what what you're doing, right? Don't just jump in and kind of gamble. Yes, you're going to win a few times, but you're going to get burned really bad one of these days. So I just try to teach best practice to my community members, and I like to teach that to you as well. And somebody that got into this would have set profit targets, if you got into it correctly, right? So you want to set 3 profit targets, you want to have a trailing stop loss, and oftentimes you can't do that on traditional exchanges, so I recommend trading bots. 3 commas is fantastic, but there's also Cornix that we use through our trading community, which is fully automated through Telegram on the mobile app. You just one-click follow and it's all set and good to go. I send out all the signals too, and I do trend about 85% success. So be sure to check that out in your own time. There's a descriptive video somewhere up here, maybe down below in the comments section. And feel free to message me if you have any questions. If not, that's cool too. Thank you so much for joining me here. Be smart, be safe. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.